Hello, welcome to day 26 of NaPoWriMo. This is my buddy Griffin here, wanted to be in the video today. So today I have a poem to share by Joy Harjo called She Had Some Horses. So why don't we just get into it? It's a long poem. So strap in, get yourself into poetry zone, and here we go. She Had Some Horses by Joy Harjo. Part 1, She Had Some Horses. She had some horses. She had horses who were bodies of sand. She had horses who were maps drawn of blood. She had horses who were skins of ocean water. She had horses who were the blue air of sky. She had horses who were fur and teeth. She had horses who were clay and would break. She had horses who were splintered red cliff. She had some horses. She had horses with eyes of trains. She had horses with full brown thighs. She had horses who laughed too much. She had horses who threw rocks at glass houses. She had horses who licked razor blades. She had some horses. She had horses who danced in their mother's arms. She had horses who thought they were the sun and their bodies shone and burned like stars. She had horses who waltzed nightly on the moon. She had horses who were much too shy and kept quiet in stalls of their own making. She had some horses. She had horses who liked creek stomp dance songs. She had horses who cried in their beer. She had horses who spit at male queens who made them afraid of themselves. She had horses who said they weren't afraid. She had horses who lied. She had horses who told the truth, who were stripped bare of their tongues. She had some horses. She had horses who called themselves horse. She had horses who called themselves spirit and kept their voices secret and to themselves. She had horses who had no names. She had horses who had books of names. She had some horses. She had horses who whispered in the dark, who were afraid to speak. She had horses who screamed out of fear of the silence, who carried knives to protect themselves from ghosts. She had horses who waited for destruction. She had horses who waited for resurrection. She had some horses. She had horses who got down on their knees for any savior. She had horses who thought their high price had saved them. She had horses who tried to save her, who climbed in her bed at night and prayed as they raped her. She had some horses. She had some horses she loved. She had some horses she hated. These were the same horses. Part 2. Two horses. I thought the sun breaking through Sangre de Cristo mountains was enough, and that wild, musky sense on my body after long nights of dreaming could unfold me to myself. I thought my dance alone through worlds of odd and eccentric planets that no one else knew would sustain me. I mean, I did learn to move, after all, and how to recognize voices other than the most familiar. But then you must have grown out of 1,000 years dreaming, just like I could never imagine you. You must have broke open from another sky to here, because now I see you as a part of the millions of other universes that I thought could never occur in this breathing. And I know you as myself, traveling. In your eyes alone are many colonies of stars and other circling planet motion. And then your fingers, the sweet smell of hair, and your soft, tight belly. My heart is taken by you in these mornings, since I'm a horse running towards a cracked sky where there are countless dawns breaking simultaneously. There are 2 moons on the horizon, and for you, I have broken loose. Part 3. Drowning horses. She says she is going to kill herself. I am 1,000 miles away, listening to her voice in an ocean of telephone sound. Gray sky and nearly sundown. I don't ask her how. I'm already familiar with the weapons. a restaurant that wouldn't serve her, the thinnest laughter, another drink. And even if I weren't closer to the cliff edge of the talking wire, I would still be another mirror, another running horse. Her escape is my own, I tell her. Yes, yes, we ride out for breath over the distance. Night air approaches, the galloping other life. No sound, no sound. Part 4, Ice Horses. These are the ones who escape after the last hurt is turned inward. They are the most dangerous ones. These are the hottest ones, but so cold that your tongue sticks to them and is torn apart because it is frozen to the motion of hooves. These are the ones who cut your thighs, whose blood you must have seen on the gloves of the doctor's rubber hands. They are the horses who moaned like oceans, and one of them, a young woman, screamed aloud. She was the only one. These are the ones who have found you. These are the ones who pranced on your belly. They chased deer out of your womb. These are the ice horses, horses who entered through your head and then your heart, your beaten heart. These are the ones who loved you. They are the horses who have held you so close that you have become a part of them. An ice horse galloping into fire. 5, explosion. The highway near Okima, Oklahoma exploded. There are reasons for everything. Maybe there is a new people coming forth, being born from the center of the earth, like us, but another tribe. Maybe they will be another color that no one has ever seen before. Then they might be hated and live in Muskogee on the side of the tracks that Indians live on. And they will be the ones to save us. Maybe there are lizards coming out of rivers of lava from the core of this planet, coming to bring rain, to dance for the corn, to set fields of tongues slapping at the dark earth, a kind of dance. But maybe the explosion was horses, bursting out of the crazy earth near Okima. They were a violent birth, flew from the ground into trees to wait for evening nightmares to come after them. Then into the dank, wet fields of Oklahoma. Then their birth cords tied into the molten heart. Then they travel north and south, east and west. Then into wet, while sheets at midnight when everyone sleeps and the baby dreams of swimming in the bottom of the muggy river. Then into frogs who have come out of the earth to sea for rain. Then a Creek woman who dances, shaking the seeds in her bones. Then South Dakota, Mexico, Japan, and Manila. Then into Miami to sweep away the knived faces of hatred. Some will not see them, but some will see the horses with their hearts of sleeping volcanoes and will be rocked awake past their bodies to see who they have become. Okay, so I hope you're still with me. That one feels strange in my throat. There's a lot, a lot happening in that poem. There's a lot going on. Okay. So as we transition into our own writing time, and certainly that was a lot of words to inspire the language in your own heart and mind. Let's hear our writing mantra for today. I am here and present with my experiences. I am grounded and open. I have unlimited access to the infinite flow of creativity always around me. Whatever happens on these pages is what's meant to happen. I'm not judging myself or my writing, I'm just writing. I have everything I need to begin already inside of me. I'm settling in, and I'm ready to write. Okay, thank you, Griffin. He's still on my lap. Let's go into the prompt I have designed for you today, inspired by this poem, She Had Some Horses by Joy Harjo on day 26. We're almost there, y'all. So if you're doing this challenge, just a few days left. I'd like to invite you to start with a slow write. And by this, I mean, think of something tangible in your life. So, tangible meaning something you can see, hear, touch, taste, smell. It's not an idea or an abstract concept, but something tangible that is abundant or ever present in your life, or somehow just seemingly always there, or there's many of them. A thing that you have had in great quantity over the course of your life. So it could have been over many, many days, weeks, months, years, something that's always sort of been abundant for you. And then slowly, as you call in whatever thing wants to be looked at today, and that can be an inanimate thing or an alive thing, just slowly write down the name of that thing as it reveals itself to you. And then once you have it, slowly and with great intention, really feeling the abundance of that thing, how many of them have occurred in your life. So, thinking, imagining like the tunnel of time and how many of these you have encountered. Write down just the name of that thing on your paper 20 more times and see how that feels. Just meditating on the name, and then come back. Okay, so you should have a long list of just the same word repeated over and over again, word or phrase. And for each one of those, write a line expressing something about that thing. So it could be something about what it is, what it does, what it is like. So feel free to keep it tangible and grounded in the senses, or feel free to expand out into abstractions, into metaphors, whatever you feel like at this point. So free associate, don't think too hard about it. This is like the quick write where we just want to get whatever comes through on the page without judgment. For example, if I'm thinking about candles, candles burn on a bar stool in the night. I don't know. Candles are the wax of the universe. Sure, whatever. Just do that for every time you have your word. Then come back. Okay, so this is some quick stems. So this poem, as you could see, is about repetition. So now let's do another repetition, which is write down a list of maybes. So feeling into how your energy is, maybe 5, maybe 10. Start with the word maybe, and then just finish it out however you want. Next, this is kind of separate but related, but tell a brief and incomplete story about your thing. So if my thing is candles, I can just start with something that happened, whatever it might be, real or imagined, whatever. Start with an event, like one line, and then fill in after that 5 to 10 lines of then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Sort of show the story briefly, progressing in lines throughout time. And again, you could do however you want. It could be real, it could be imagined, it could be metaphorical, it could be literal, whatever you want. And then, yeah, come back for the final step. All right, putting it all together. Let's try, emulating Joy Harjo here and see if you want to play with the construction of a pronoun. So, like she had some horses, but yours could be whatever you want. It could be I, it could be you, it could be we, he, they, it, whatever. So I or whatever had some, and then a thing. So, like for me, it'd be like I had some candles. In fact, that's pretty fun. That feels good to me right now. Um, do yours for you. And then go ahead and write a litany poem in which you use repetition to create poetic effect. So a litany is like, in poetic terms, it's like an invocation or a calling in of something over and over and over and over again. Use any kind of sentence construction that you like. So you can just pull, you have lists already from your images, your maybes, your story. And you could, if you want, sort of follow the example poem and break it into sections. You might just let this be a jumping off point. Maybe one of these things resonates with you more than the others, and you can go in whatever direction you want. Or just simply practice how repetition can create this sort of echoing effect, and don't worry about creating like a sense of linear knowledge logic or narrative logic. Just follow the sense of poetic logic that whatever is arising in you today. And so, yes, repetition is a major part of poetry. So playing intentionally with repetition and to see how that works out for you. I wish you very great openings today on your writing journey, and thank you for being here. All right. So, just briefly about Joy Harjo, because I will be honest, I am losing steam on the ambitious goal of mine to talk in depth about each of these poets. And I'm going to go bio light for probably the remainder of the series. But Joy Harjo, notably, as you might already know, is she still the current poet laureate of the United States? I believe she is. I have not heard an announcement. Yes, she still is. Currently, as I'm recording this video, I do believe she was the first Native American Indigenous poet to be elected poet laureate of the United States, which is pretty big. I remember that news coming out, and we were all like, "Wow, that's amazing!" Joy Harjo is amazing. I have read actually only one of her books, but I have like a bunch of them on my list. I read Conflict Resolution for Holy Beings, which is what a great title. There's just, I love it. I love that book. I want to read more of her. But you know what it is important to understand about Joy Harjo, like what I know, she's also like a musician, and she was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Is a member of the Muskogee or Creek Nation. So she is a very strong and important voice in the poetry world, for First Nation storytelling and histories, as well as feminism and social justice and mythologies and indigenous myths and you know, nature and all of that, the land connection to the land and the landscapes of this, where I'm currently located, you know, in North America. So she writes a lot, you know, spiritually and mystically, but also very modern, still at the same time, you know. And you know, I just a lot of remembrance and transcendence, very spiritual. I resonate with her work a lot. Though I'm not a scholar, again, I will just close with this quote from her. I'll just read it from Poetry Foundation. She says, "I feel strongly that I have a responsibility to all the sources that I am, to all past and future ancestors, to my home country, to all places that I touch down on and that are myself, to all voices, all women, all of my tribe, all people, all earth, and beyond that, to all beginnings and endings. In a strange kind of sense, writing frees me to believe in myself, to be able to speak, to have voice, because I have to. It is my survival." Thank you, Joy Harjo. And thank you for being here with me on day 26 of NaPoWriMo 2021, signing off and wishing you a good rest of your day.